Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, okay, fine. So this is the library network. So why? What is the reasons of the library networks in the social phenomena? In the libraries, it will be integrated at that part to connectivity to the all the library networks. That means in the resource of the sharing, one place to another place where the sharing that information. So that's why there are the different domains of that networks is the going on. So bibliographical network, local area networks. So this different types of that networks. So what type of that networks is the majorly to following in this area? So why? What is the reasons of that networks? So networks it will be built to the communication to gateway of that information to the libraries. So in this connection, n number of the libraries that is the Delnet and Bonet, Bombay of the library network and development of the library network, developing of the library networks. So developing of the library networks, it will be reflected majorly to what is that main agenda of this thing to sharing that information to resource sharing of that information. So that is the main point of view here. So in this contemporary library networks, basically they're the following in the four methodologies. So that is the first one is the library networks. So library networks is the majorly so one library to another library. First one is the library networks. So library networks, one library to another library, interlibrary loan we have the taken. So that process of that library network, one, for example, our library is there, British library is there, IIT Hyderabad library is there. So all the libraries, academic of that are social libraries are available in the entire the nation. So for example, I need one of that book is the requirement. So I have the notes such type of that book. That book it will be available IIT Bombay. So I will wrote the one of that mail to the concerning the developing of the lab as a member of the developing of that library network, just like as the example of the developing of that library net. Best example is uh, Delnet. That is called as the developing of the library network. So that is the main platform of the developing of the library network main agenda to collecting that all the library resources in the one platform. So that means I need one of that book. That book collection is not there in my library. So I will write the one of that mail to the concerning of the people of whom to IIT Bombay or IIT Calcutta. It will be there that book. I will wrote that mail to the concerning the developing delnet of that people. They are the collecting to the IIT Bombay. After that, they are the collecting of that book. They are the sending to me. So once I have the receiving that book, I can refer the 1 month of the burning of that period that the stipulated period is the 30 days. Once the 30 days of that period, I have the accessing of that book and write the important of the points. Then only I will send to the concerning of the people of the written of that book. The developing of the library networks of people, they have the taken that book again to send to the concerning the those who are the sending of the people of IIT Bombay. They have the submitted the book. This process is the going on the library network, build the communication one platform to another platform. That means in the foreign books is there. That book collection is not there in my library. So the user is the asking to such type of the information to me. So then only I can collecting that information I am sharing. So this is the called as a library networks. So library networks is the majorly Bonnet library, that is the Bombay library networks. So Bombay library networks mean within the Bombay jurisdiction, those who are the people they are the asking that information they are the sharing. That is one of that network. And that Delnet developing of the library is the one of that network. It will be nationwide. That is entire the India. All the academic institutions of the data, they are the collecting and sharing and providing that information. So that is the main thing of that one network. So second one is the bibliographical network. So bibliographical network means bibliographical informations only that people will be sharing that information. Bibliographical information means, for example, ISRO library is there, nuclear library is there. So entirely in the worldwide or nationwide, all the nuclear content of that information they are the providing to the user community. They are the providing only for the abstracting of that information only. So that is the bibliographical information. For example, in the chemical abstracts. So the abstracts means entirely this journal. For example, the nuclear weapons information is the required. In the world wise, where is that nuclear plants is there? What type of the technology is the going on? What is the new trends is the going on? So on that area in the world with the Japan or France or America, any one of that country, they are the publishing one of the research article on the nuclear sciences or any one of the sciences, that information is speculatively to concerning of the jurisdiction of the nuclear information, they are the publishing. So the how to not only for the full text of the content only. Bibliographical content means the basic information. So journal information, how it will be segregating. So the first one is the abstract of that information. So abstract of that information means, so basically what type of that article where the representing of your research article, that outcome of that, what is the process is the going on, what is that main concept, what is that your main objectives, that type of that information they are the delivering on the concept, that is the called as a abstract or index. That type of that information they are the sharing. So this is the called as a bibliographical information. So who is the publisher of that article? In the Japan 2024 in the March, they are the publishing one of the nuclear article. So America, they are the publishing one of the new article. So in the entirely in this month of that June, how many articles they are the publishing, that type of that information, they are the delivering of that information, that is the called as a bibliographical information. So best example is INIS. So that is called International Atomic Energy Agency. So International Atomic Energy Agency, what is that main motto? In the world wise, what type of the technology is going on? That new information, they are publishing of that information, they are the informed to the domaining of that all the people. So that is the called as a automatics. So automatics of that index means in the energy of that environment, wow, energy level of that throughout in the world, what is the information is the going on, that information they are the delivering continuously, that process, that is the main thing, that is the second point. Third one is the networks. So networks of that information. So networks of that information means, that is the whose data of that network. For example, Hyderabad metropolitan network, Hyderabad is the metropolitan network. So entirely the one core of the people they are the staying here, they are the circulating the entire that information one of the platform. That is the main thing. And the computer data database networks. So computer database networks means in the computers, for example, Greenstone library is there. Computer data, that is the internet network based system. So that means in the world ways, whenever the server it will be publishing, all the information it will be reflected to the entire user community. So the people will be shared the data networks, one network to another network. So entirely all the people in the world ways at a time they can borrowing the library, borrowing the networking of the system. That means in the wide area network, for example, Hyderabad. So within the village is there, around in the 20,000 or 30,000 of the people, they are the residencing on that place. This is the limited area of that network. It will be there. It will be bandwidth of the Airtel or any one of these things, the small network. It will be connected to the content of the people. It's okay. In the wide area of the network means in the 1 crore of the citizens, they are the staying here. So in the Hyderabad. So this is the network. It will be bandwidth. It will be extendable. Internet. It will be extendable. So in the source of the areas, it will be extendable. For example, TV is there. The bandwidth it will be increasing, and the internet is there. Internet is the bandwidth it will be increasing, because 1 tower it will be not possible to connectivity to serving the information, to providing the data. So the frequency of that identification in the more number of the frequencies, the towers it will be reflected to collecting the connectivity of the internet. So in this basis network, one place to another place, it will be network is the going on. So this is the just like as a APS, when the APS span is there. So Andhra Pradesh public span system computers network. So otherwise Hyderabad metropolitan network. So this type of that network and the Calcutta library area network. This networks it will be reflected to more connectivity to the people. So in the world wise, so what is that purpose? The networks is the required. So why? What is the reason? Need of that information. So today is the globalization, knowledge of the society. So all the people they are the accessing of that information. Without of that information, the people will be not sustainable, because entirely all the transactions, all the networks. For example, internet banking is there. Your financial wealth, your account of that money is there. In the previously, what type of the tendency is the going on? You have the money, you are going to the cash is there, directly go to the bank, and collecting the withdrawal of that form, and you will take it that money or checkbook. You have the check leaflet is the providing. The people will be giving to the cash only. So today is the cashless of the economy. So what type of the process they are going on? Only in the basic contemporary of IT, information technology. So the RTGS is there, Nifty is there, so network net banking is there, or Google Pay or Phone Pay is there. So a number of the pay networks is the came and the network of that wide area. So in the wide area of that network is the increasing to sharing the more information informatively informatics. So that means information to sharing to the public domain. So that means just like as the sharing of the wealth of money. So your money is the required. The people will be there throughout in India, in Assam or Karnataka. Within the fraction of the second, the people will be getting that money. So how it will be going on? Through the network based only. So once the mobile is there, the people mobile number you have that number, you are the synchronizing the mobile in the Google Pay or Phone Pay. So automatically through the network based, the people will be fraction of the seconds they are the getting money. So the network is the needed to all the domains, not only for the wealth of this area in the regular life and including the health sector of that point of view also. Network is the most important today. The bypass surgery robotics is the going on. So all the surgeries. So mechanism is the came. So the internet is the came. So automatically the technology will be increasing. So the database is the increasing. For example, you are going to any one of the corporate hospital, the people will be after the writing of the prescription, the people will be scanned in your document. So in case you are the forgetting in your prescription of that format, so whenever you will visited, what is that patient number and mobile number we are the telling, immediately they are the giving to the scanned copy to you. So directly go to refer to the concerning the doctor and providing that information. So this is all of the network database system. So this means in the all the disciplinary of that areas, in the first level to end of that level, every level it will be useful and effective of that using of these things. So what is the purpose mainly we are the using these networks? Majorly organizational resources structures are providing. So organizational resource structures means majorly one of the pharma industry is there. So what is the structure is the going on? What is the methodology is the going on? What is the chemical formula is the applying for the medicine of the drug? So after the processing of the medicine of the drug, it will be producing of the production. After the production is the going on, it will be goes to the logistics, so supply chain of that market. That entirely the organizational structure it will be comes to the network based only. So where is that process? Once we have the chemicalized the process is the going on up to end of the delivery of the medicine to the concerning the distributors, it will be going or correctly or not. It will be going to the policy of that formulation. What type of the tendency is the going on? That is the one thing. And identification notes of the specific collection building of the identification. So identification is the most important. So that means in our data. So what is that authentic identification? Whether the books or journals or what type of the materials we have the chosen. That is authentication. It will be easiest of that way to identifying the process and collaboration development of the resources among the networks. Collaboration of the resources among the resources of the network means one network to another network. For example, IITs is there throughout in India. All the IIT Bombay is there, IIT Kharagpur is there, all the alphabetical letter Hyderabad is there. So all the resources is there, all the until the IIT libraries is there. IIT libraries it will be goes to the one of the consortia. So what type of that information is there in the IIT libraries? What type of that information they are sharing? For example, in the best example, Twitter is there. In the Twitter, all the IITs they are the posted. For example, one IIT Hyderabad, they are the conducting the one of that innovation day. They are the conducting in the 14th of July. So immediately they are the sharing that information, all the networks of the libraries of the IITs. All the IIT libraries, they are the uploading that information in his web portal. So that means the students also will be understanding what is the tendencies that going on IIT Hyderabad on the 14th of July. That information it will be reflected to the entire that user community. That purpose, that means the collaboration one institution to another institution. So one institution they are the working on that. So remaining of the institutions also aware on that what type of the tendency is the going on. That is the main thing. And also identification of the levels of the services the providing by the organizations. So identification, what type of the services they are the providing. innovation services is going on, medical services is the going on, so technology services is the going on, hackathons is the going on, academic and contemporary is the going on, the innovations is the going on. Today in the social sciences, what type of that information is the required content in the people, they are the suffering. Pollution is the going on in the Delhi. So what is the predictions we have the taken? IIT Bombay, they are the studying the case study and submitting. So this is the social justice. They are the providing one of the research contemporary of that point of view. So this is also one of the networking of that area and the common standards of the bibliographical descriptions. So common standards. So that is the called as a mark format of the standards. For common standard format, we have the following. So where the cataloging structure is there. So what are the books is there in the Hyderabad, IIT Hyderabad or my library or in the resources centralized of the libraries. IIT stream is there. So IIT Gandhinagar, what type of that books they are the following. IIT Bombay, what type of that books is the going on. So this is the common standards. So the people will be procuring all the databases. So common standards, Indian that is the Indian consortium of that industry of that what type of that consortia, they are the providing the online e-resources that Indian consortia resources, the entire all the IIT institutions they are the procuring and providing. You will go to see IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Madras, anywhere. The unique phenomena of these things, what type of that IEEE transactions is the going on, chemical abstracts is the going on. That entirely chemical abstracts it will be reflected to available in the remaining of the institution. That structure it will be going on. That is the one point of view. And establishment of the communication system improving. So establishment of the communication system it will be improving means, so once what type of that, for example, IIT Hyderabad is the new one, it will be comes to the barn up. It why it will be grows to the top of the level in the top 10 of this thing. IIT Kharagpur is the first oldest of that IIT, but they did not to come to the top level. IIT Madras is the came in the top level. So this is what is that establishment of information. So that means, so what is the going on? What is the requirement of that institution? So such type of the communication mainly. So our Hyderabad, our IIT Hyderabad is the conducting this type of that event. So in the remaining of that all the institutions, they are aware. So this much of that innovation is the going on. That is the communication way to identification of that mainly to establishment of sharing of that information capability and national and international networks. Capability of that networks. So we have the maintaining of the library networks and the capability. For example, Delnet is they are developing of the library network. They are the capable to the national and international domain. They are the providing such type of that information. The bandwidth it will be increasing. N number of the people at a time they are the browsing the data. There is no in occurs of the databases. Automatically all the people in one single platform they can be accessible that type of the data. So this the server problems it will be not comes in the world wise or India wise, all the people at a time they can access that type of the standards and peculiarizations they are the maintaining. That is the main thing. And the centralized database and software and locating in the needful within the network. So centralized location of the databases. For example, a best example, India, Indian industry is there. So that is the influence. They are the fixation of the standardization of that this type of the database. This is the cost of these things entirely industry of that consortia, what type of the journals is the required, eminent of the experts, they are suggested. All the IITs, they are the formulating that methodology only. Not only for the Gandhinagar, they are the taken, not only for the Hyderabad. Remaining all the institutions, whenever you will go throughout in India, all the IITs are such type of that standard database. Even the IIT Kharagpur is go, any one of that area, it will be Madras is go, you can go to see entirely all the data is the same scenario, it will be reflected. Guiding of that context of the selection of the networking based upon the databases. So what type of that base is there? So what type of the networks is the going on? Easiest way to identify to circulating of in our database through the user community. So this is all of the standard structure of the guidelines and also evaluation of the criteria of the procedures and proceedings and feedback mechanism. So evaluation of that method. So our library is there. We are the providing the all the informations. But here, so what type of the users they are the asking that information. So what is the read and need of the requirement of the user community? That type of that information we are the sharing. That is assessment of that evaluation. That means we are providing to the all the books, all journals, all the periodicals and databases, magazines, and all the services from the library to user community. But it will be genuinely is it useful or not, genuinely it will be working or not, genuinely they are the getting that information or not. So this type of that assessment is there, evaluation and assessment. That means our information properly it will be utilizing to the user community or not, to identifying. That is the most important. And also training programs in the uses of the network facility. So training programs is the required user community of the purpose. So what type of that community? So awareness of that program. So our institution, this much of that sources is there. I am the connectivity to connecting. So how it will be accessing of my library, it will be there. My information is there. So in the IIT Hyderabad, they are the maintaining one of the standard database. So what type of the database they are the maintaining? How to they are the providing the services? In the remaining of the people also to aware on that how it will be accessed. IIT Hyderabad doing such type of that chemical abstracts. For example, IIT Tirupati is there. They did not to following the chemical abstract because there is no in the chemical engineering on that place. So that is the useful or not. They think on that in case it will be not there. Directly IIT Hyderabad, they are the procuring the chemical engineering abstracts of the journals. Same thing it will be included on that of the IIT Tirupati. There is no meaningful because the what is the requirement of the data requirement is there, then only you can follow that networks only, that information only you can proceeding. So in this contemporary, so identification methodology and also training of the program. So what type of the training, how it will be using, how to assessment to providing the quality information to the user community. This parameters is the main key objectives of the network of that area. That is the main thing. And international networks. So international, that is the right now we are the studying in the local networks. So international network is there. So OCLC, so online library of that Congress. So OCLC is the mainly to focusing of integrated international library networks. So it will be reflected to the totally library networks in the world ways. So online Congress library catalog, it will be reflected to the more informative. So for example, one book is the publishing. So what is the title? What is the author? Everything it will be catalyzed. So that is the cataloging, author cataloging, title cataloging, subject cataloging. They are the classifying and uploading in the format easiest of that way. Any one of that people can see this is the catalog structure is there. So that is the main thing. So here the what is that main goals and objectives? So what is the purpose here? They are the maintaining this database. So the primary objective is the defining the I mainly defining into the initiatively to foundation of the public purpose only. What is that mainly? The library's main motto, what is that? Public purpose only, that is the public domain. So user community, whenever whatever the users is there, that we are the providing the services only. So the library is the main motto, what is that? To providing the services only, to qualitative of that service to the user community, and also mainly to identifying integrated information only. So integrated information means it will be useful to the one user to another user. So that is same thing. That is the for example, you are the maintaining standard library. So mathematics is there. Mathematics in the standard books. You can also in the IIT, NIT Warangal is also maintaining. IIT Hyderabad is also maintaining. So standard peculiations of the requirement of that materials you can procuring and arranging and providing to the user community. That is the main motto. And mainly here, utilization of the networks. So basically, utilization is the most important. For example, where the procuring and paid the crores of that money. So utilization is the going on properly or not. So what is that main agenda? So you can identifying on that. So providing the products of the libraries, what type of the products you have, what type of the products you are the going, what is the cost estimation, cost budget analysis. So for example, we are the procuring one of the database, they are the providing the chemical sciences is there. So in that is the science director, they are the procuring, they are the publishing the 30 chemical engineering journals. The cost is the 4 lakhs 30,000, they are the collecting the charges. So each of the journal, how much is the cost is the going on, That is the reliability the people will be using. All the user community are using, or one person only they are using. We are the procuring the data. In case the people will be not using, what is the measures you have the taken as the librarian? So this is the main key role of these things. So this is the maintaining and the excellent of the library alliance in the relationship. So majorly the librarian is the called as a just like as a PRO, public relations officer. So what is the tendency is the going on? What type of the requirement is there? So everything it will be. So the user community, what type of that information they are the expecting from the librarian. So they are the expecting from the library. We can qualitative of that information to providing the user community. So this excellent of that information is the going or not. That is the mainly to identifying the key role of that librarian. That is also facilities access. Facilities means what type of that facilities is there in our library. The facilities is regularly the people will be accessing or not. This is the main objectives. The funded of that budget they are allocated to the libraries. They are the sharing that information to procuring the databases and procuring the books. This usage is the perfectly is the going or not. Utilizing is the properly is the going or not. So this is the main key role of that librarian to understanding and providing the quality of that information. So activities. So activities is mean OCLC of that activities. Understanding online public access catalog. So online Congress Library Catalog. They are the providing. So this is the not only just like as they are the providing worldwide what type of the books they are the publishing. Immediately they are the classifying and uploading. So this is the activities. So OCLC is the mainly the key role is so online access public cataloging and online Congress Library they are preparing the catalog. The standard structurization of the methodology. So activities regularly the library activities is continuously going on. What is the main activities? Classifying of the books, author, subject, title, catalog according to the mark format of that method. They are the publishing. So immediately in the world is all the domain of the people. They are the uploading in the OPEC where the providing the connectivity to the OPEC. All the people they are the searching and search engines. They are the searching that books is available or not, identifying. That is the main thing. So here main objective is shared cataloging. So activities mean the shared cataloging. Shared cataloging means for example, in the online library congress, they are the publishing in the world ways. What type of that books they are the publishing? Immediately they are the classifying and uploading in his portal, in his server, in his database. So meanwhile, where the searching, it will be reflected the sharing of that cataloging. Once we are the searching, recently in the 2024, in the library information, the digital libraries or academic libraries and the IT sector, what type of the trends and technologies of the books they are the publishing? In the classifying who is that America author is the road or China author will be writing Britain author or Indian author. So in the world wise all the in a number of the people how many books they are the publishing, what type of the tech authors is the going on, what is the collaborations is the going on, that information shared catalog. That means entirely the description of that book information, the bibliographical information, they are the sharing to the user community. That is the main motto. And also union catalog, online union catalog. So online union catalog means entirely the cataloging of that network. So online union catalog in the description, in the top to bottom, what type of the books they are the publishing, you are the searching and browsing, author wise, title wise, subject wise, it will be reflected to the online. For example, in the Russian American library is there. You can log in, go to the see in the directly in the OPEC. It will be reflected to the entire description of that book chart. That is the main thing. That is also one of the key role. And also next one, new hardware support. So new hardware is support is the required as there were libraries. So majorly. So what is why? What is that reason of new hardware equipment? Because the user community is the more expandable, the supporting, then once the people will be clicking on that, immediately it will be reflecting on the screen, that information will be reflected. So in the world wise all the people there, for example, the greenstone library is there, n number of the people there the browsing at a time, it will be there is no occurs, immediately it will be showing the information. There is no delay of that web portal and server down and all these things, nothing else. Is the bandwidth, high bandwidth the network, high bandwidth of the database, n number of the servers it will be reflected. Once those who are the what type of that information you are the browsing, immediately it will be clicking on that. in the fraction of the seconds, it will be retrieving the information in our screen. So this is the frequency of the hardware. So hardware, it will be reflected to the speed of the RAM, storage of that memory, retrieving the information. Is the key role is the entirely in the technical system of that IT. The people, the main role where the uploading the data whenever the user is asking, that information, it will be reflected to fraction of the seconds. How it will be reflected through on the basis of that hardware only. So that is the network, the system supporting the system processor is the high speed bandwidth is there. So automatic high speed is there. Immediately it will be reflected. That is the main thing. And also interlibrary loan services. So I already spoke to you. The interlibrary loan facility means once in case if you need one of the book or one of the textbook or one of the journal, one of the article is there required to you. So the article it will be required. So how did it be following? Whom to ask? Just you can developing of in our library network. You can sharing the one of that mail. Sir, I want this book is the required. You can drop that mail. So immediately the, for example, the Delnet is there. Developing of that library network. You are the member. You can write down one of that mail. Dr. Delnet is the chairperson is Dr. Sangeeta Kaul. You can write one of that mail to her. Madam, I want this book. It will be not available in our my library. And so I request you please send me this book anywhere in India. I will refer that book within the couple of days. I will send back to you. Oh, thank you your support. You can wrote the one of that mail immediately. She is the referred the all the libraries. So which place it will be there? That library, that book is there in the reference section also. She is the collecting that book and they are the sending to the information to you. Once you will get it that information, we are the utilizing that hard copy and after the completion of your work, you can return the within that stipulated of that period. That process is the called as a interlibrary loan. So, for example, I have no in one of that article. I asked some of the NIT Varangal people, the librarian, you can wrote the one of that mail. Sir, I need this article. The people will be sending that article to you. So this is interlibrary loan. That means one library to another library, they are the sharing that information. So that is the called as a interlibrary loan. One library to another library. So which what type of that information? Whenever the library one accept that library, there is no information. One Y library, they are the providing the information. That is the called as a interlibrary exchanging of that information. That is the called as a interlibrary loan services and literature such services. So literature such services means online literature searches. For example, in this 2024, how many articles are publishing in the library science? So how did it be searching? Literature searching. So literature searching, whenever how did it be going on? Journals wise. So in the library and information science, how many journals there the published? So how many articles are published? Assessment and evaluation of the higher education system. Assessment and evaluation of the system of the higher education. How many journals in the education journals they are the publishing? So what type of that article is the came? Which article, which year, which journal, or which issue number, what is the page content? This type of that information is called as a information literature. That means that relevant of that concerning of that your information, you are the asking, that information it will be reflected. That is the main information only. Tools of internet. So OCLC tools of that internet is means so what type of that internet of the tools is required today, all the technologies. So the tools is the mainly too important on this area and the electronic publishing. So today all the journals is the publishing electronic mode only. For example, Bala Bharatam is there in the Telugu magazines, Chetura, Vipula. So such type of the Telugu magazines is there. Today the Telugu magazines are Annadata, the type of that magazines, they are the publishing the Inadu paper. Today it will be stopped the publication. So no one cannot, the users are not reading in the properly. So the mechanism, the publishing of that mechanism is high and expensive. The user community is not there. So what can I do every year that the publishing, every quarter they are the publishing. They did not do publishing. What can I do? So immediately they are the stop of the publication and go to the e-access of that publication. So whenever the before that you are the going to the publication, you can converting to the you can preparing the electronic format only. So the electronic format only they are the uploading in the server. So that type of the tendencies is the going on. So in this contemporary electronic publishing, for example, journals is there. So that journal it will be publishing some of the journals. Harvard Business Review magazine is there. It will be available in the soft copy and hard copy. Both are the publishing. So sometimes some journals it will be publishing only online e-journals only, not only for the physical content. This parameters is the going on. That is the one thing. And training. So training is also is the required to the LIS professionals. So this is the what type of that catalog is the going on. So cataloging structure, what is the training? OCLC, what is the cataloging structure? Mark format 21. So OCLC members. So what type of that methodology is the going on? According to the AACR 2. So Anglo-American cataloging rule number 2. Title and statement of the responsibility. Statement of the bibliographical content. Main title of that area. These all of the 8 areas of the title statement of the responsibilities, it will be reflected to the training of the user community, training of the library profession. So the training of the trainer, the library, it will be goes to the by earliest of the this field, it will be entered library training. That means in the training means what type of the parameters is the going on, what type of the services is the going on. That services it will be understanding of that of the administrator. Then only they are the effectively to providing the services. So in this contemporary, the library training system, it will be going on. Once the 6 months of that period, 1 or 2 years of that training period, it will be like inviting to the applications of that all the esteemed institutions for the library professionals. That means they are the train them the, in this field of this senior level of the people. So this is the main of that introduction. And the library networks in India. So what is the scenario? Library networks. So NICNet is there. So NICNet is the one of the network. So it will be developed by the InflipNet. So NICNet is the familiar to the National Informatics Center networking. So NIC is the National Informatics Center. So that means in the state governments of that enter the district, NIC is the National Informatics Center. It will be located in the Hyderabad, the Burgul Ramakrishna Rao Bhavan. So that network it will be reflected to the entirely in the Telangana. How many districts are there in the Telangana? Before of that bifurcation, how many districts are there? Anyone? The Telangana, how many districts are there? The before the bifurcation. The right now, how many districts are there? The Telangana around in the
Right
before.
now, 28, sir. 29.
Right now, 33.
And right now is the 33
Okay.
is the district by after the bifurcation of the districts. Before of the bifurcation, it will be 10 districts in the Telangana. So that is the mainly. So these 10 districts divided in the recently in the 33. So this type of that information will be uploading in the national level of the NIC. The key role is the gazette of that information. That means the India wise what type of that what is that capital, what is the density of the population. So what is the literacy of the data? So everything in the geographical information, basic structure of that information, it will be reflected to the NIC. So majorly, what is that mainly they are the focusing all the relevant of that information they are the uploading. So this is the one of the database. So NICNet it will be providing the national level of that networking of that area. That is one network. So YARNet, so education library network. So education level of that network, EdSat is there. EdSat is the INSAT 2D is in India. 1998, EdSat will be started in the ISRO. On the to 1998 onwards, EdSat it will be started. Online education system it will be increasing through the Doordarshan. That means in the anywhere in the throughout Delhi is there, IIT, IGNO is there, Indira Gandhi National University. They are the delivering the class lecture in the entirely in the national wise in the DD channels it will be delivering. So this is the local area network and wide area of the network. It will be reflected to the all the IITs, all the NITs. They are the following the education AirNet network. So it will be reflected to the majorly to focusing on that education systems only. That is the main thing. That is the one of that network. So I am giving to the only the basic information only. I did not to go the in depth of these things. So basic, what is the network? What is the role? And third one is the InflipNet. So InflipNet is the information of a library network. So it will be located to Ahmedabad. So Ahmedabad is the so sorry, NICNet is the located to the Delhi only. NICNet, National Informatics Center. So Delhi, it will be head office is the Delhi. It will be sub branches of the throat of the all the district headquarters, all the state of the headquarters only. The Telangana headquarters is the Hyderabad only. So this is the one of the network. Yarnet is the open to the last 3 years established the LAN and leading of the institutions. All the IITs and NITs, they are the maintaining the networking. That is called as a wide area of the network. InfluBnet. So the third network is the InfluBnet network. So information library network, it will be located to the Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad. So Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad state, this is the independent of that body. They are providing the library library networking development of that area. They are the working. So basically, the initial of the stage in 1991, they are taken to the initiative. So this is the mainly they are focusing on that. The entire the library profession. Basically, this is implementation center is the key role of library professionals. Basically, what is that? Every time, every year, they are conducting the training programs of the librarians, conducting to the library training software training program, library professional training programs, library. So, for example, you are the study to the MLIC. So there is no internet, there is no access. So there is no of the library of that information, how to administrate, how to it will following. So how to it will be writing the accession register and periodical register. You doesn't know. You can go to the InfluBnet. They are conducting the 1 week of that or 15 days of the training program, basic level of the program. So they are publishing the calendar schedule, January to December every year. The January month in the first quarter, in the 15 days in the fortnightly, they are conducting the user training program for the new library professionals. So library, how it will be run, what is the rules and regulations, what is the structure, how it will be maintaining, what is the usage register, what is the action register, what is the periodical register, so what is the circulation module, what is the technical, entirely in the top to bottom, all the library information, they are trained them one of the program. That is one thing. And also in FlipNet, they are developing a Soul software. So that is the library automation of the software. Soul for software for university libraries. The software, it will be reflected to utilizing the latest Soul software version is 3.0. The previously it will be goes to the 2.0. The last year 2023, they are updating of that version, it will become 3.0 version is the going on. That version, it will be reflected to the SMS services, email services, alert services to the user. Whenever you are uploading the student of that or user community of the data email in our database, once the book it will be issued to the user, immediately by default it will be goes to the concerning the user domain of that email alert. And also once the people will be written the book, the email alert it will becomes. Though this type of that software it will be developed by the soul. The software it will be developed by the InfluMnet. And also library professional development activities, seminars conducted, RDM, research database management, RDMS, research database management systems. So everything is the database management system, database management system. So what type of the data management systems is the going on? How it will be segregating, how it will be following? That entirely tendency is the what type of the methodology they are the following. That information, they are the trained and the students. What type of that servers are they using? What type of that servers is the going on? What is the technical mechanism is the required? That information. And also journals. So training programs. So everything, every aspects as the library development of the professionalism, they are using and providing the good services in India. InfluBnet is the best center to providing the location of that Ahmedabad, that is the called as a Gandhinagar. They are providing the good information in FlipNet Center. And CalibNet, Calcutta Library Network. CalibNet is the called name as Calcutta Library Network. So it will be also, it will be providing the library services development of the network only. In the Calcutta area of the people, what type of the database is the required, what type of that information is the required for to the Calcutta people, they are providing that information only. And also BONET, Bombay Library Network. That means so each of that area that allocated, this information is the required to my user community. They are preparing one of the database. They are preparing one of the network. BONET is there. So Bombay Library Network, it will be established in the 1992. It will be mainly to motto for agenda to providing the quality of that information to the BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center. So this is all or what is the database is the required to the development of the information, such type of academic contemporaries who also majorly Bonnet is there. Bonnet it will be reflected to the TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, BARC. Where is the located of BARC? Baba Automatic Research Center. So BARC Automatic Research Energy Center is there, located in the Telangana. Manuguru is there, one of the center. So this NCST, the University of Bombay, Nuclear Corporation of the Science and Technology. So this is all are the reflected to the bonnet is the that is the majorly the nuclear information or AirNet of that information, Bombay network, they are the providing such type of that information. So that is the mainly. And also Hyderabad network, HiLib network, HYLib net. HiLib network means Hyderabad Library Network. It will be reflected to the network connectivity, the surrounding of that area. Hyderabad, 100 kilometers of the aerial distance. Hyderabad jurisdiction. They are the providing such type of the qualitative of that information. That is the role of the HiLib network. And CIRNet, the scientific of industrial network sponsored by the INSDOC. So INSDOC means Indian Science Documentation Center. So that is located in New Delhi. ICSR, Indian Council, Indian Scientific Information Research, Indian Scientific Information CSIR. They are the located in the New Delhi. They are the conducting to the yeah, that is the unix of the networking of the system, BitNet, CSNet, and JANet. This is all of the networking of that area. One network to another network, it will be connected to the CIRNet. That means is the scientific networks only. CS network, Center for Scientific and Networking System, JANet. So this is all are the networks of related to the scientific informations only. That is the CIRNet, and also BTS network, biotechnology information system network. So this network, it will be reflected to the only to cover the biomedical technology informations, biotechnology informations only. It will be reflected Delnet. So we are discussing to the Delnet, developing of that library network. So in the throughout in India, the library network, what type of that information is the going on, integrating of that all the library networks, union of the integrated of that library networks means, so ILL interlibrary loan is the one of that in his key role of that operation, and also the key role of that main point of view, they are the maintaining the union catalog. So means anywhere in the all the that means in his surroundings of that networking of that area, libraries, what type of that books is there, what type of the journals is there, the type of that union cataloging they are the maintaining. Once you are the searching of the browsing of the union catalog, what type of that book is required, we can request them that we will be providing. So in case in the world wise and also India wise, so which library, what type of that books is there, that library browsing you are the for example, you are the working one of that area assessment and evaluation and education system. That books where is it will be available? That is only for the social sciences. Yeah, that is where is it located? NCRT, National Council for Education. So Bangalore or Delhi, the NCRT libraries, it will be covered that information. It will be located only that centers only. That information, it will be union catalog. It will be providing the information. Next one is the union list of the journals in the Delhi. That means 140 libraries in the throughout 17,000 of the records. Entirely the journals list. So journals, what type of the journals is there, that information it will be providing. And also databases and the periodical articles. The databases means in the world wise what our subscription wise, what type of the databases is there, what type of the articles is the database means. So for example, I am the working in the management college library. Management databases is there, what is that name called, Episco or Indiastat.com. So our info.com. So the n number of the database is there. Once we have that again, so just like I am the Provis, I am the taken the database Provis. Provis is the one of the database. So Provis, what type of the database they are the providing? All the corporate of the companies of the information they are the providing. So whenever, for example, I am asking Wipro share market, how much is the going on? So I'm searching in the database in the Wipro. It will be reflected in the directly on the screen. How it will be going on the database? It will be providing. So this type of that contemporary of that information, developing of that library, they are the providing, and the software for the Delnet. Delnet also not it will be InflipNet, how it will be working to developing of that libraries in the key role of that working, and same thing the Delnet also it will be working to the developing of that libraries purpose. They are the working regularly. So in this contemporary, they are the Deltas, Del Plus. They are the main developed the two library applications of the software. Library softwares they are the uploaded. So they are the developed. the del plus del net del plus it will be one of the software names. So this is just like as a Soul software or a Koha software or Open New Live software. Just like these people also, Deltas and Del Plus the software, it will be developed by the according to the mark format basis. They are the developed. So this is the one of the key role of the database. So Delnet it will be comes to the question and of that point of view in the examination also. So what is the development Delnet? Write in the brief note of the essay. So Delnet the developing of the library, the headquarters is located in the New Delhi. It will be established in the so and so period of the 1988. So main key role of that agenda to providing the qualitative of the database of the structure of the information for the user community of the user community of the academic of that needs. So they are the maintaining the union catalog, union list of the journals, union databases. They are the developed the two softwares. Del Plus that is the called as a and deltas and del plus. These two, they are the developing what is the main object? Main objective to providing the user community authentication of the information. Majorly best example is ILL. So Indian the interlibrary loan, that is the key role of the ILL. They are the providing to participating. So you can according to the course point of view, you can rightly, briefly, and elaboratively. So this is it will be comes to the 15 marks of that question, compulsory of that question. There is no there is this is the compulsory. Okay, in case meanwhile it will be not comes to the essay question, and in case it will be comes to the short note also. So in the next final one is the the malibnet. So management library network. So that is the called as a malibnet. So management colleges is there, IIMA Ahmedabad, IIMB, and IIMA means Indian Institute of Management Sciences. So for example, in our India, the technical education, what type of that information in the top level, IITs only. So Indian Institute of Technology, this is the effects of that colleges of that higher education in the technical education. In the second level of that education, in the NITs, National Institute of Technology. So national aid of that in national wide, it will be reflected to the higher education of that engineering and core area of that sciences only. And after that ISER, so Indian Institute of Sciences. So that is there offered the pure sciences, maths, physics, chemistry. They are the offered the such type of these things. So this is the only for the sciences and library sciences, and including the technical, not only for the library sciences, it will be reflected only in the higher education, engineering sector, and pure sciences only. So what about that social sciences? Social sciences is the human being is the it will be reflect major the life of that human being. It will be serving through the social sciences only. So in the social sciences mean manipulate management of the libraries. That means called as a Indian Institute of Management Sciences. That is the one of the top of that institutions. Social behaviorals, human resource management, financial management, organizational behavior. What is the human being structure? So what is the parameters of your pay scale is there? So in the HR, how much is the HR is the HR policies? HRA, Hyderabad is the 33%. In the remaining, the district level, the 15%, 14%. What is the appraisals is the going on? You, for example, they are the giving to the top of that increment to you. So what is that agenda? Appraisals. That means in HR human research. This is the assessment of that people. They are the working effectively. How it will be a dissemination? How it will be framing of that scale? That is, that will be comes to the management of the libraries. IMA Ahmedabad, IMA Bombay, IMA Calcutta. I am this all are throughout in the IMA Kozhikode, IMA Visakhapatnam, or entirely in the newborn of that babies of IIMs. It will be reflected to the entirely in the social sciences of the information. So they are the mainly to focusing on that. Evaluating of the information libraries should be made. What type of that management, management of that information, management of that libraries, what type of that key roles are there, you can identify. So that is the main thing. That is one point of view. And the second one is the establishing the appropriate of that national and international library networks. So this is the social sciences is also they are the maintaining. For example, in the engineering, IEEE, Science Directive, all the top databases is there. In the social sciences also, some of the databases is there. There is the appropriate utilizing of that databases and journals also. So it will be human values of that assessment. So what is the human behavior is there? So behavioral approaches is there. Human behavior, how many behavioral approaches is there? what type of that method psychology is there, your human being of that methodology, 28 of that mindset of that organizational behavior structures is there. As a human, the 28 behaviorals is reflected in the one day of that mindset of that psychologist. So that how it will be reflected, what type of that parameters is the going and how it will be assessment. That is the behavioral sciences. It will be reflected. What is your behavioral? In this comes, it will be called as the post carbo planning, organization, coordination, distribution, staffing, and reporting and budgeting. The post carb of the system, it will be reflected to the information of that library network. That means it will be reflected to the management sense. Librarian is the key role of this thing to managing the distribution of the information. That is the main thing. And also finally, PUNET, that is the Pune Library Network. So this is also Pune Library Network is also working on in the chemical sciences, in the chemical laboratories in the Pune. So in the chemical sciences, CDAC is there, computer um, center, and also chemical laboratories in the Pune, and the system libraries are there in the CDAC centers and all these things. This is all it will becomes to the Pune networking subsystem. Pune library network will be reflected to accessing more informative to providing the quality of that informations. So this is the mainly of the library networks. This class is over right now. This is the mainly today we are the discussed to the libraries networks. What is that importance of the library networks? What type of the networks is there? So what is the main objectives of where the study today? The classwork is the library networks. What is that library network? What is the importance? What is that objectives of that library network? So in this contemporary in the library networks in the OCLC, what type of the goals and achievements is there here? So activities and sharing of the catalogings and hardwaring of the system, online union cataloging, interloan library facility, a review of the literatures and tools of the internet, and the electronic publications. It is the all our training programs is the major part of that. This the data, and one networks is the library networks in the basically. So that the NICNet and ARNet and InflipNet and CalibNet and BONet, Bombay Library Network, Hyderabad Network, and CERNet and BT's network and Delnet, and majorly manipulate network and Pune network. So majorly in this network, so basically the Delnet and majorly key role here. Delnet is the very important, and also InflipNet. This is the CalibNet. These three is the very important. Sometimes it will be asking to the short notes of the questions also. So this is the class is over in the right now. We have the next class we can access. In the digital library elective of that paper is there in the 4:30. So I'm the traveling on the 4th, 4 o'clock. I'm the traveling here in the college to city. At that time, the so far away my college around in the 60 kilometers of the city. At that time, in the Dundigal forest is there. At that time, sometimes the signals is not there. So need not to bother. I will engaging the whenever it will be comes to the network immediately. I'm the engaging the class up to after the 4:30 or 4:40. I can it will be comes to the full band of that network, then only I will engage the class, no doubt at all. That is the final topic is there. We will discuss into the digital libraries in this next class, today this class. And majorly the tomorrow class is there. I am giving to the tomorrow class is the final classes. I am concluding the overview, how it will be wrote that exam, how it will be processed, what is the entirely the subject of that overview, overall view, we will discuss by tomorrow. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.